The book I'm going to talk about is called Blended Families, and it is written by Sarah L. Schutte. This book was written as a way to talk about blended families with children in the range of 5 to 8 years old. The book also has a note to the parents and teachers on the first page. The note states that this book supports the early readers by using pictures to help understand the text, repetition of certain words. This book also contains a glossary to define words for the reader and extra tools for the parent or teacher to use after reading. As you can see by the table of contents, this book is laid out very easy for any reader to understand. As we start reading this book, the first heading we see is about blended families. For the next 6 pages, the book talks about how a man becomes a stepfather. The next page talks about the definition of a stepmother. We also see the use of real pictures to help the reader understand what we are talking about on each page. The next section of this book talks about siblings and explains how siblings are part of blended families. Siblings are part of blended families. Jason and Jim are step-siblings. Jason's father is Kent. Kent married Jim's mother. The next page reads, Billy's dad and stepmother had a daughter named Pam. Pam and Billy are half-siblings. This section also uses real pictures as well, with placing names on each person in the picture to help the reader understand the text as well as the connections that the people have. The final section of text talks about the different fun things blended family members do with each other. In this picture, the description states, Mindy and her stepbrother pick out a family pet. I would use this book in a way of teaching understanding to children who have friends who are talking about step family members. I love how this book uses the terminology throughout, which also supports the reader, and then gives real-life examples of a blended family by using those real people. Another thing that I really enjoy about this book are the last 2 pages. We see that there's a glossary of the words that are used in the book, and then other resources that can be shared with parents if they so desire. I love the glossary because it gives a clear definition of these words, so people and children aren't just throwing them around and not understanding their true meaning. Overall, I think that this book is very well done and provides true and real information to the reader. There are so many books out there that try to construe the stepmother figure, especially with our fairy tales, that say she's the evil stepmother or she's not nice to her stepchildren. And I think this book portrays the stepfamilies in a way that kids will be more understanding and more willing to accept. While it's not easy at all to transition from being with your parents to having a new mother or a new father, I think this book does a great job of just explaining to children the changes that they're going to see and the way that they may hear step-siblings calling their dad or their mom stepmom and father, and this book provides that explanation that so many children are longing for when a big life change happens in their life.